is really soul wisdom or Atma Gyan that we're going to talk about today? Atma Gyan or soul wisdom, foremost in foundation, is knowing yourself. If you don't know yourself, you can never know what is happening around you, what is there, in this entire nature, in this vast universe or the multiverse where we come from. And this knowingness brings us to the main foundation, to the main core, that there is no separateness. So when we take the human form, when we come in this human suit on this planet, what happens is that there is the separateness, there is duality, that there is you and I. Okay. But soul wisdom exactly teaches us that we are Brahma Swarup, we are the Shiva Swarup. So Shiv and I are not different. Shrikant Annaya and Radhika are not different. Patri sir and Radhika are not different. Shrikant Annaya and Patri sir are not different. And as Patri sir also said, I am DLN Shastri, look at me, I am DLN Shastri. So that is where the separateness begins to end. Even if we do not understand in its, huge form what that is, what that oneness really means, on the soul level, we know what is really happening, because we come from that soul, we come from that essence, and this is who we are, this is what we're here to do. Okay. Now this is very briefly Atma Gyan. Now coming to, what it is to know about oneself. You cannot know about yourself if you do not know the universe. I may be, saying a very big thing right now, but universe and I are unique expression of each other. I'm merely an extension of this universe, expressing uniquely of who I am in this body, in this human suit. And today I just have one request while I'm speaking. Please throw your mind away. Do not think as to how to respond to me, or if you have a question that you would want to ask me, simply listen as to what I'm saying. Just be present here. That is all that I'm asking from all my friends today present here. Just be present here in this moment with me. Okay. So now, how to know yourself? I'll just introduce you to a very beautiful concept in Indian philosophy. That is Nasadiya Sukta. That is the 10th verse of Rig Veda. Okay. So in Nasadiya Sukta, there are beautiful verses which talks about. So Nasadiya Sukta talks about existence itself, that how everything came to be. So if you do not know how everything came to be, you cannot know how you came to be and how the soul and the spirit came to be, right? So Nasadiya Sukta talks about that once there was a time when there was neither existence nor non-existence. Meaning that there was neither living matter or neither dead matter. The space that you so know today, that there is this space, there is time, there is this, there is that, all these concepts, so and so that is there, it was not there, but it was still there. Just understand what I'm saying, okay? So there was neither existence, there was neither non-existent existence. It was just flowing, How we have to be when Sir says meditate, as Sir said to one person today, just meditate. Don't open your mouth, don't open your eyes, just be in that state. What he was really trying to say is that be in that state of flow. Be in that state of flow. So that is how the universe was in the beginning. And there was no universe really. There was just no non-existence or existence. It was like a continuum, fluid flowing somewhere, and it was just being, right? Now what happens is that existence and non-existence was covered by darkness, the huge darkness. And that darkness was also covered in eternal darkness. So imagine the amount of darkness that is there, right? And here we need to understand, when we say, oh, there are dark forces, oh, there is dark, there is light, there is negative, there is positive. There is nothing like that. In human vocabulary, we become limited, so we have to express and explain, and that is why you use these words. But imagine there was darkness covered in eternal darkness, and from that darkness, from the womb of that darkness, when it burst into light, or we know as Big Bang, came out the universe, came out the multiverse, and that is how we came into being, we came into existence. When that, I know that most of the people will understand this in Hindi, and I want to express it with the passion that the Indian philosophy talks about. That from उस अंधेरे के आभू माने वूम, उस आभू से वो जो घर्षण हुआ, और उससे वो पूरा प्रकाश जो पूरे पृथ्वी पे फैल गया, जो पूरा पृथ्वी को क्रिएट किया, जो यूनिवर्स को क्रिएट किया, all the planets, all this multiverse, this light came into being from that darkness. That is how existence came into being, and from there began the existence of us. That was like a continuum fluid got its flow as to how to be, how the existence should be. Okay, so this is Nasadya Sukta, and now from this Nasadya Sukta, I'll go to Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya, who is the father of Indian philosophy, he is the father of Vedanta. What is Vedanta now? Vedanta are Upanishads also, or Vedo ka Ant. So when Vedas talk about, so our Patri sir is like a living example of Vedanta himself, because he discards all rituals. Vedas was all about ritual, puja, party and all of that. Vedanta talked about, how we don't have to get into all of that. We might experience it as experience, but we don't have to really get into all those rituals and puja party. Okay. So what Shankaracharya talks about is Aham Brahmasmi. Thou art that. You are that. Aham Brahmasmi means, and you are Brahman. Brahman means the source light. Okay. So now, why I'm touching all of these concepts? Because if you need to know soul wisdom, you need to know, what all of this means, right? So I'll talk about briefly about this Western philosopher. His name was Descartes, and he said, "I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am, or I think, therefore I exist." So that is what he really meant. So Shankaracharya, very funnily, so Shankaracharya speaks in some form, but my teacher, gave a very funny example, and I want to say, it's like, would you one day wake up in the morning and start touching your face? Oh my God, oh, and you will touch your hand. Oh yeah, I exist. Would you do that? How stupid is that? I know I'm existing in this human form, in this 3D reality. This is like, this is like the alternate reality that I'm in, and I know that I'm existing here. But I'm also existing in so many other dimensions, in so many other timelines. If we think that time is linear, first of all, there is no time. And to understand soul, we need to understand this. There's no time. There is no time, and there is nothing linear. There's no ascending, descending order here. So right now, for example, if Rakhi is existing right now in this moment, Rakhi is also existing in a past life. Rakhi might also be existing in a future lifetime, in parallel lives, and she might be also an ascendant master in a different dimension altogether. We don't know what purpose Rakhi has brought here. But because she's a soul and she's a Buddha, and as she meditates, she'll get to know that purpose, and she'll get to know and what is happening with all the extensions of these lifetimes, of the lives and the timelines that Rakhi is experiencing in one continuum of the fluid that universe is, or this existence is. She is becoming more knowledgeable in her soul. The duty of a soul, or the soul wisdom, really is to know in beingness and ego death. Ego death, not the ego death of identity, but the unhealthy ego death, which tells us, I am. I have done this. I am here, so it is happening. Who are you? If I am here, then who is Shrikant Annaya there? Is he you for me? No. He and I are one. He and I are one. We are just merely in this human form expressing ourselves in different unique expressions. Because whatever we learn here in this human form, we go back to the spirit realm as the soul, and we become one. And all that knowledge that we have taken in this huge amassed lifetime, it becomes one. That is what the separateness happens, so that soul can experience. This is true soul wisdom. And for me, the truest soul wisdom is 5-finger concept of Brahmarishi Patriji. And now that I'll bring it here, as we have understood Aham Brahmasmi, that I am Brahman, I am that. And as sir keeps saying, you are the God. Who are you? Where are you going in the mandir and joining your hands and doing, oh my God, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, give me this. You are asking yourself. You are asking yourself. You are Shiv, you are Shakti, you are Kali, you are Durga, you are Sanat Kumar, you are Commander Ashtar, you are Mahatar Babaji. We are all that. We are not different from them, and we need to literally imbibe it. If you would take a hammer and a nail, just literally hammer it in your head that we are that. And they are us. We are all expressing each other in many unique forms. We are in human form, they are in ascendant form, and that is where the merging is happening as we meditate. So the 5-finger concept, very, very quickly. This is body, mind, intellect, soul, spirit. Okay? Again, body, mind, intellect, soul, spirit. Shiv sits like this, in this mudra. Why? Because he is all knowing. He is all pervasive, right? He doesn't need to know these three, because he has already experienced it in this vast amassed universe. He already knows what it is to be this. He knows it, and that is why he sits in this mudra. and he meditates. He's always in a meditative state because he doesn't need to experience all of this. He has to see the continuum of this continuum fluid that is happening, this timeline that is happening, or the 3D reality. He has to see all of that. He is working for our transcendence. He's working for the earth's consciousness to rise. Whether it is Shiva or Shakti or Kali, anyone, they're always sitting like this in meditation. But why do we, as PSSM masters, as pyramid masters, why do we sit like this? Why? We already know this. We are all Shivas. We already know what it is to experience the soul and the spirit together. But now as we put our hand together, we are understanding we are body also in this human form, we are mind also in this human form, we are intellect also in this human form. And as these three comes to be in knowingness, we meet with the spirit and soul again. Very minutely telling you that how expanded, how expansive we are, the magnanimity of our beingness is so much. That is true soul wisdom, what Sir has given us, the 5-finger concept. This is true soul wisdom. If we do not understand this, we are really stupid people. It's very easy to understand, man. Now, I will explain this 5-finger concept little bit in my own words, which is, we are this body, experiencing this body in this human suit, okay? And from this human suit, we have a mind to understand what intellect truly is. And intellect is what? Intellect is intelligence. Intelligence is knowledge, is knowing. And when you read books, when you are in Sangha, so when you are coming in JTTP, you are in Sajjan Sangatya of such beautiful masters, who have taken this pain on, they have taken this, this mission on their shoulders to spread the mission, spread the vision of Patri Sir, of PSSM to all of you. To make sure that you are enablers, that you are not dependent on any Shrikant or any Anila or any Sonam or any Sona or any Patri. They are making you self-enabled to be dependent on you, because we are all independent people. Sir said, shoot the Guru. I am not the Guru. Why did I fall in love with that man? He is standing there. I've just joined PSSM. He's like, "Ek kisi दाढ़ी वाले बाबा पे कोई विश्वास नहीं करना है." So what he is saying is, I have beard. You don't have to believe me. Believe your breath. Breath is your real Guru. This man in grandeur standing there telling me I am nothing. I was like, where are your feet? I just want to lie down on it. The entire life, I was 23 years old, it's been 6 years when I joined PSSM. Every time I used to curse these yogis, like, what wrong they are doing, man, taking money for everything and all of it. Then Sir gave different perspective to everything. Money is spiritual exchange. PSSM is not about money, it's all about daan, and daan for annadan, for food, so that masters can come and they're never hungry, so that masters can come and they have shelter over their head. No PSSM center takes money. Any pyramid center you go, they're opening their arms and welcoming you like, you are the family member. This is soul wisdom. We don't have to go in high funda concepts. If we only understand the basic fundamentals of how you have to live life as a master, if you understand the basic 18 principles of what PSSM really stands for and what we are here for, that is true soul wisdom. As a soul, so Sir said very amazing concept, that we were in conversation and he said that, what is success and failure? There is no success and failure, but if you're not a meditator, you are a failure. If you're not a vegetarian, you're a failure. But if you're not a meditator, but you have healthy respect for meditation, you are a success. So he said Einstein was a great success because he had healthy respect for meditation and he was a vegetarian. There is no success and failure also. So as a soul, your duty is not to delve in this 3D reality and say, oh, so somebody today talked about depression. All my love to you, but I just want to say one thing. You are more than your depression. Depression is no word. You should not use such harsh word for yourself. You are such a kind, gentle soul. You are just a soul. This body is merely a figure that we are seeing. So when Sir compared you today with Mirabai, I just want to say that to you today. You are really Mirabai. And you have that strength. You can conquer anything that you want to, because this is what a true PSSM master is. We are all Buddhas. Why? Because we have that soul wisdom here in our heart. You do not need any Radhika to come teach you soul wisdom. You have that soul wisdom in your heart. The only reason why I touched today of Nasadya Sukta, of Shankaracharya, of all other things is because to remind you of your own true reality. This JTTP is teaching you truth. The masters here are coming and teaching you truth. We have to be our, the moment we start vibrating in our own authentic truth and we accept and we start speaking boldly. If you don't like eating non-veg, you tell the other person lovingly, not by insulting them. We don't have to judge anyone, even if they are non-vegetarians. We just simply tell them, this is not the way you live. Your body is not a graveyard. And you just depart from that place. You don't have to be in that vibration. That is true soul wisdom. Soul wisdom is nothing but inner knowingness of how magnanimous you are. And with this, I will end with one last thing. Last year in 2020, when we were all locked in our houses, there was lot of programs that were going in. One particular program in PMC Hindi that was on the yoga day. It was like a big, huge 12 or 24 hours program. I exactly don't remember. 24 hours program, yes. It was a huge program for 20 or 2 days. I'm just not remembering that. But what sir said, I remember clearly. He said, we are all Divya Atmas and we know that. We are all that. We are all Shivas, we are all Kali, we already know that. What we are here to do is to experience the human emotions. To experience this human form, that is true soul wisdom. Whatever emotions we are feeling in a particular moment, we have to feel it, but we don't have to become it. That is a true PSSM master, that is true soul wisdom. Patri sir has made everything so easy. He is like, if you would have a Rajasthani thali with 56 bhog, he has, served that platter with 56 amazing food delicacies on that plate, and we just keep eating and there is no satisfaction. We just keep eating. It's like, and we're learning more with every morsel that we're eating. So all the recommended books that Patri sir has told you, must read it in your own sweet time. Meditate regularly, spread about vegetarianism, spread about pyramid energy, spread about whatever you've been taught here. We are all masters, we are all souls, and this human form is our temple. We have to respect it but not be attached with it. So as and with this, last thing that I want to say is Shastri Nana and Patri sir are true leading examples for me today. How to live your life, how to be a true master, how to be always smiling. Even when somebody is coming and abusing you, you fold your hands gently and just say thank you for your abuse because I am learning something from you. This is true soul wisdom. This is a true PSSM master. And with that, I will pause and I thank the entire JTTP team for having me here today and to give me this chance to speak and to share whatever I feel in experience. Today I gave no gyan, but all that I have learned in these 6 years. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much.